Rotary Grace, Madurai Vignesh.
Good evening, everybody. Rotary Grace, O God and giver of all good, we thank thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary ways help us to serve thee all our days. Amen.
Very good evening, friends. I welcome you all, next geners and visiting Rotarians, Gauri Martandam and Imran from Rotary Club of Lake Garden, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We are very happy to have them at our meeting today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for visiting us. And I request Glory Martandam and Imran to introduce themselves to our members.
Hi, Rotary Club of Madurai NextGen. I'm Glory Martandan, the president of this Rotary year. And together with me, we have our Honorable Secretary Imran. He would introduce himself.
Hi everyone, myself Imran Manzoor, and we are very glad to be part of this Zoom meeting. And I should thank firstly to Rotarian Praveen for introducing us to this club, and President Mr. Ramanan for inviting us for the Zoom meeting. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Glory Martandam and Imran. And friends, there is an announcement today. Like last meeting, we already discussed about the meeting with the city health officer, who requested our Rotarians to adopt any apartment, some of the apartments, to make it COVID free. Like he has told, like to place the infrared thermometers, pulse oximeters, and hand sanitizers, all these things, and to test to all those residents, and to give them tablets and kits, all these things. So if somebody is some of our members residing in any apartment, kindly let us know. Let me and Secretary Ram Prakash know, so that we can guide you. We can talk to the association presidents or secretary there, and we can make it happen. And our secretary will talk about this in detail. And this juncture, I like to thank our club admin, Rotarian Vijay Amarnath, and our IT officer Naveen to organize this meeting. And also I thank our treasurer Sashidharan to make the who had done most of done the subscriptions on time, and also the members who paid the subscriptions. Thank you, friends. And I invite Rotarian Bhagavatin to introduce our speaker today. Our speaker, and also I thank Rotarian Bhagavatin to bring in the speaker because nowadays tourism, like maybe it may be a dream for we all thought it may be a dream for us for coming even for 1 year, but now some places like Dubai, they have started tourism in this new normal situation. So I would thank Rotarian Bhagavatin who has brought the speaker, Mr. Vinod, to share something about what is happening there and how the tourism is going to be in new normal. Rotarian Bhagavatin, over to you. Please introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Doctor. Good evening, everyone. I am proud to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Vinod Kumar, Sales Manager of Dubai Tourism, India. He started his career in travel and tourism industry and has 23 years of experience. Mr. Vinod Kumar is assigned to handle market of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry regions. He is married to Mrs. Sheetal and blessed with one son and one daughter. With these few words, I would like to welcome our speaker, Mr. Vinod Kumar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bahauddin, for your kind words. I would like to first of all thank you to Mr. Ramanan, the President, Mr. Ramprasad, the Secretary, and Mr. Sashidharan, the Treasurer, for giving me an opportunity over here. And also, I would like to thank everybody in this, all these audience over here for spending their time to listen to me. I would like to share my screen over here now. I'm going over to the presentation. Mr. Bahauddin, can I share the screen? Is it possible?
Sir, you can share it now.
It says host disabled participant
No,
screens.
I have enabled it now.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Once again, good evening to everyone. Now, the motto of Dubai Tourism is discover all that's possible. That means any kind of clientele, that is a sports lover or adventure lover or a leisure lover, or you want to have a freedom, any kind of thing is possible within Dubai. That's why the motto is called as discover all that's possible. Here, I would like to highlight a video over here. Just watch this video, which will give you a glimpse of Dubai. Sorry. That would have shown you about the glimpse of what Dubai can offer to each and everybody and what is possible all over there. So this is what Dubai has been 50 years before. We cannot imagine. Now it's such a big cosmopolitan and dynamic city, which has been 50 years ago. It was just a fishing village, which the old Dubai, that is Dera Dubai and the Bud Dubai, has been cut in between by a small creek called the Dubai Creek. So this is what it is. You can see on the pictures where you can see a small fishing port where you can see the abras or the rice boats, what they call it during that period. And the other picture over here on the right-hand side corner, which shows you the smallest buildings with mud and other stuff only, which is so remote. Whereas this particular city is being settled by the Banias tribe in 1833, which has been led by the Maktoum dynasty, Al Maktoum dynasty. People who had the vision of making this big city as a futuristic and cosmopolitan, how it looks today. So to be the #1 most visited city with regard to global travel and business events, that is what our vision is. Also, we have our own objectives, what we are like to achieve in 2025, maintaining the market share across existing source markets. With regard to #1 source market, India is the #1 source market for us, followed by Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, China and Russia. It goes on, the list goes on. So we'd like to maintain the market share across this source markets by giving some entertaining things, something other new, innovative, and things are happening always in Dubai. Even the locals say that something or other is happening within a day or two. A lot of man-made things are happening. As you know, the man-made wonders like Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower in the world, the tallest hotel in the world, the island built, man-made islands, Palm Jumeirah. Also, they are planning one more new island, which will. A lot of things are happening. Also, we are going to outbid the Dubai Mall, which is the world's largest mall. So, by creating and giving the things and which they could explore, and so that we can maintain our market share within these existing source markets, grow market share across markets and segments with high growth potential. Uh, it is something like the Tier 1 cities have been contributing to us for so long. Also, we are identifying the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities where there is high growth potential. We are focusing on those areas too. Capture transit traffic and increase number of repeat visitors. It means only the leisure people who is not only coming to Dubai. There is Dubai or Abu Dhabi is said to be the hub of network for airline network. Almost around more than 100, 121 by doing that. So encourage visitors to stay longer. Dubai packages has been 3 nights to 4 nights. We would like to increase that to 5 to 7 nights. So the stay will be much. Encourage visitors to spend more. As data statistics, we are the #1 country with regard to visitor spending because we've got a lot of options on retail shopping with regard to a lot of brandings, #1 global brands, and we have by air. We have got two international airports. One is the Dubai International Airport, other one is the Dubai World Center. So Dubai International Airport will connect to more than 240 destinations. Central, it is a new airport which has been built in 2013 with a capacity of 5 to 7 million passengers can be catered at a time. And Dubai is most popular destination from India. You can see that almost more than 22 cities. Yeah, Madurai have got a direct connection. Chennai has got a direct connection. Almost the South Indian cities, if you look into it, we have got Kochi, Kannur, Kozhikode. We have Madurai, Trivandrum, Trichy. Almost around 4 hours travel from Chennai or from any South Indian city. It's almost a home away home. So I would like to highlight few things about the hotels and spas. Our portfolio is more than 741 hotels and hotel apartments, and more are in pipeline. The reason being, we are supposed to be the host during this 2020 for the Expo 2020, which has been postponed to next year. It will happen in the. So we had a lot of plans coming in, a lot of properties coming in with their projects. So that's the reason we have a lot more in pipeline also. And if you have a look into the statistics of how many 5-star, 4-star, and 3-star hotels we have, it is 128 5-star hotels we have. We have 158 4-star hotels and 258 1 to 3-star hotels. So it means it can cater to any kind of category of clientele. That is from the budget to the luxury segment. Anything is possible. And also we do have the hotel apartments, keeping in mind with regard to the family sizes. Bigger family sizes, maybe joint families of more than 6 to 10 or 6 to 15, that kind of stuff we can definitely in the hotel apartments. The total inventory what we have with us is 1,26,120. 1,26,120 rooms with us, which can cater to the whole of the world. Got a variety of attractions for all ages and interests. To have parks and aquariums all over Dubai, we have theme parks and entertainment all over. Also, we do have world resorts, and the main thing is we are ranked as number 2 in the world for safety and security. Even during night times, a lady can travel alone and come back to the hotel. That's not at all a problem. It is the Bedouin culture. What kind of culture and heritage will a desert country would have? Say around Dubai has developed a unique culture in which global traditions, attitudes, customers, religions, and lifestyles are merged harmoniously. It means, but still they have their own Arabian roots. They still follow their culture. You can see a varied kind category of people within the Europeans being settled over there, Indians being settled over there, Asians have been settled over there. It's a mix-up of culture, but still, Dubai has its own Emirati or the Arabian culture. To highlight few, you have Al Fahidi Historical Neighborhood, which is a place which would highlight you about the souks, the marketplaces, and the abras, all those things. Who will guide you or interact with you about their lifestyle, their what is their daily routine, and also they do have a mosque over there, which would where you can visit wearing the hijabs and all those Emirati traditional dresses. You can visit. Also, you can book a meal over there while a breakfast, lunch, or a supper. That is possible. It's definitely a very good kind of experience where you get to know about people. Doing your mehendis, and also you can a lot of activities like belly dancing, fire dancing, all those stuffs you can enjoy. Also, you can understand what is a Bedouin, how they were living in the deserts by rearing the cattle, using the camels for transportation. So their lifestyle can also be understood over there. And Jumeirah Mosque is one other cultural site, definitely video. So that is all about a small video about culture and heritage. You can see that falcon flying from Emirati's hand. Falcon has been associated with their life. The falcon over there, and even the falcons have got their own passports. You won't believe. They travel from place to place. Still, they have their passport. So, what are the new and upcoming projects? I will give you a new list about what is new projects and what is upcoming projects over here. The new projects are Coca-Cola Arena, which is a venue where you can host your bigger events and the smaller events. For example, like a product launch of a company or an audio launch of a film crew, anything and everything is possible. Even a marriage event can be done over there. And Blue Waters Island is one new area, which is a man-built area. See here, the picture over to the right over here, where you can see a big wheel, which is called as Ain Dubai or the Eye of Dubai. This area is called as Blue Waters. This is the newest area. And Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II was a ship which was cruising all over worldwide, which was a luxury ship earlier. Now it is retired and it's been docked at Port Rashid at Jebel Ali, which has been converted as a hotel. You can stay over there where you have got facilities for MICE and also for the events, marriages, and all the stuff for your conferences, meetings, and all the stuff you do have. So it's kind of a floating hotel in the port, which is docked. So next is Al Sindaga Museum, which is the newest museum. The picture is over here, where you can understand about the perfume culture. Perfume is very close to the Emirati culture. And this perfume is made out of a tree called oud. They have got an exhibit of this tree and how does it manufacture. And you can have the smell. They've got smaller missions over there where you can experience the smell of the flavors of this particular perfumes all over the museum. Apart from this perfume stuff, they do have information about the spices and all those things. So it's pretty informative about the Emirati culture, and the Emiratis use what all perfumes and other stuffs. And Hatta Wadi Hub is one more newest attraction which has come in. This is a place which is closer. It is in between Oman and Dubai. From Dubai, it's going to be around 2 hours from to this place, and Oman it is 1 hour. It is. Hatta Wadi, it means it's a dam where you have got water. And being a desert place, water is always fascinating for the Emiratis. And you can have a lot of activities over here. Something like you can do the snorkeling, you can do the kayaking, you can do hammer throwing. So a lot of corporate activities can be done over here, like team building activities, and all of the stuffs can take place in Hatta Wadi Hub. So Nakil Mall is one other mall. It is in Dubai. We have got numerous malls in Dubai where you can do your shopping. It is not alone shopping. We call it as a retail therapy. I'll go ahead with that a little later. Mohammed bin Rashid Library. This is one of the newest libraries with a lot number of books stored over here. The Dubai Mall Zabil, that is one again, it's a new mall. What are the upcoming projects? The Museum of the Future to the right side, bottom corner. This is the Museum of the Future. That is the upcoming project. And Ain Dubai, this is the Ain Dubai or the Eye of Dubai, which is similar to London Eye and to the Singapore Eye. And we do have the tower at Dubai Creek Harbour, which is built, which is going to outbid the Burj Khalifa too. The view at the palm, which is similar to at the top, where what you have in Burj Khalifa, you have the view at the top, which would give you a view of the city view alone. But this view at the palm will give you a fascinating experience of 360-degree, where you can have the view of the city, also the sea, because it's going to situate on the Palm Jumeirah area. So Dira Mall, which is upcoming, also the night market we are planning, Nath Al Sheba Mall. These are the upcoming projects in Dubai as of now. So let us come to the current scenario. What is happening with Dubai? What are the standard operating procedures? If you're going to visit Dubai, what you need to take into account? Let us have a look into that. So UAE leads the fight against COVID-19. How are we doing that? See, for example, at the day of taken into account, almost the worldwide cases are 19 lakh and odd, and worldwide deaths were 7 lakh 18,618. And US stands tall. Now I think India has outbeaten it because of the growing numbers. And still UAE cases were during at that time was 62,000. But we have done the testing close to 5 lakh 37,000. You know, the numbers is pretty huge. Sorry, it is 53 lakhs. I'm sorry. 53 lakh 75,365 is the number of tests conducted in UAE. Whereas the deaths is only 356 and the recoveries is 56,000. Out of 62,000 cases, we have recoveries of 56,015 and deaths is 356. The statistics is definitely revealing that how we prioritized in detecting the virus by doing the tests. That was the major reason which curtailed the prevention and securing our city. With over 50% of the total population swiftly tested for COVID-19, the government had achieved a record-breaking feat and position among the top 10 safest countries in the world. So we are now one of the top 10 safest countries in the world with regard to COVID-19. So what's open and operating? Hotels and private beaches are operating. Hotels, I won't say that 100% of the hotels are operating since the international tourism is not open. International tourism from Dubai is open, but from the other countries it's yet to open. Majority of the countries are yet to open. So 50% of the hotels are open as of now. It will be open slowly once the population or the footfalls increase. Public beaches are open. And vital sectors like healthcare services, food supply, delivery services are open. Private public sector offices are open. Airports are open. Restaurants and cafes are open as per social distancing. Retail sector is open. Amusement and theme parks and recreational areas are open, except Dubai parks and resorts. Rest all amusement parks and theme parks are open. Dubai parks is going to open by 1st of September. Pools and water parks are open, which will have only a capacity of 50% with regard to the social distancing and safety and security measures. Public transport is open. Manufacturing, construction and logistics is open. Public parks is open. All water sports activities is open, but with strict precautionary measures. And all sporting activities are open. Family and entertainment facilities are open. Gym and health club is also open. So these are the few applicable general measures, what we have done and what is happening as of now. Once the outbreak of the COVID, what we did is we did an 8-week intensive sterilization drive, which is carried out across the entire UAE. It was almost around some 8 weeks, that is close to 2 months. We have done this particular sterilization program. So the reason being currently COVID-19 restrictions have been eased because we have taken the strict step. Now everything has been relaxed in a strategic pace and everything is open. But still we maintain physical distancing and hygiene etiquette remain mandatory. So with regard to leisure destination operations, attractions, excursions and recreational venues that previously been closed as a precautionary measures have resumed operations. So in the perspective of leisure, everything is open with regard to attractions, excursions and other recreational venues. Yeah, but they do still follow the stringent directives of the UAE government and health authorities. So what are the medical facilities available? We have got high-tech medical centers, specialized high-tech medical centers all over Dubai, where you can be treated effectively for the COVID-19. Well-equipped mobile testing units and multiple drive-through testing centers are set up across the UAE, ensuring maximum number of COVID-19 tests are conducted. Still, the test conducting is going on. Free medical consultations of COVID-19 by licensed doctors are being offered online. So you need not go personally to a doctor to get the consultations. It is done online, as well as there is a mobile app which can track the coronavirus patients. So sanitation procedures, rigorous hygiene practices have been implemented systematically across all establishments. It means all the verticals of the industry within UAE, conducting frequent disinfection of common touch points, provision of masks, and temperature screening of visitors at entry points. Not only entry points, even at the exit points, we have the temperature screening machines. Regular hand sanitation is encouraged while the usage of masks is compulsory. But also we would suggest you to wear your gloves too, which could add your additional precaution, which could be an additional precautionary measure. So what do I need to know or what rules I have to follow when in Dubai? It's not only for the visiting tourists, it is for the UAE residents also. They need to adhere to all official measures and requirements advised by the Dubai government and the health authorities. You need to disclose if you have any symptoms before traveling by filling the health declaration form provided by your traveling airlines. And also you should have an international health insurance or a travel insurance before traveling, because once you are there and unfortunately you are found positive, you need to bear your cost of examination and treatment over there in abroad. Not only in UAE, it is applicable for all the countries. So your travel health insurance will help you during that times. Taking precautionary measures and self-monitor for any symptoms of COVID-19. So let us go into airport procedures and flights. What procedures will be there in the airport for visitors? It is going to be general measures only that your baggage will be screened, your hand baggage and check-in baggage will be properly screened. You'll be guided about your seating positions. There will be social distancing. All those things will be given by the airport staff. Also, you can have a clear update on this about dubaiairports.ae page. That will give you a current update too. So what are the procedures upon arrival at Dubai airports? As on 1st of August, UAE has announced that COVID-19 tests will be mandatory for all inbound and transit passengers, including Emiratis, residents and tourists arriving via the country's airports, irrespective of the countries they are coming from. Which means from 1st of August, anybody, whoever is going to visit, it could be any country or their own residents also, they need to undergo a COVID-19 test, which is mandatory. Also, on arrival, the passengers will be checked on their temperature using the thermal screening devices. Our people tested at the airport in Dubai. We have a rapid, on-site rapid COVID-19 test for passengers. What are the procedures for leaving Dubai airports? The procedure for leaving Dubai airports is something similar to arrival only. Once you arrive into Dubai, you need to download a app called COVID-19 Dubai app, which is a smart app, which will track you and your family in case of any kind of symptoms. Also, a 14-day quarantine is imposed for all positive COVID-19 cases. If you're found positive, then you're asked to 14-day quarantine. And all over Dubai, it is going to be wearing masks, 2-meter social distancing, and washing hands regularly is pretty mandatory. So what are the travel updates? Public transport services with regard to the buses and taxis. We have meticulous hygiene practices that after every trip, we are going to clean the vehicles. Also, the driver or the person who is in touch with the customers should wear a mask and he should wear a gloves also. And also after there will be a social distancing between the seating also. So airline services, inbound, outbound and transit flights from UAE to select destinations have been resumed, and repartition flights as well commercial passenger flights are operational. And issuance of new entry visas into the country have resumed. That is from last month 27th onwards, that is from July 27th onwards, new visas have been, issuance has been resumed. So you can apply for your tourist visas. Airport safety, we have protective screening, thermal screening, hygiene protocols, and physical distancing to be followed everywhere. Passengers traveling to the UAE required to present a COVID-19 certificate. Before starting from India, you need to have a PCR test and you should have a certificate negative. That is mandatory. We have a list of places or the testing centers where you can obtain these certificates, which your travel agent will absolutely help you out. What are the current regulations for pools and water parks? Water parks to limit capacity 50% as I said earlier. Also, the pool staff, trainers and visitors will be wearing a face mask at all times, but during the sessions, that is swimming sessions or when the coach is demonstrating the techniques, that time they might remove it, or when your body or face need to be submerged in the water, that time they are going to remove it. Visitors and pool users should maintain 2-meter social distancing all times inside and outside the pool. And if it is a group of members, if it is a family of 4 or 5 people and up to 5 members are there, they should maintain a 4-meter social distancing between the other groups. Swimming pools to maintain hygiene and sanitation requirements as per Dubai. That is, the municipality of Dubai have given a clear directive on cleaning regime, water testing, the chlorine concentration, and all these aspects. Sunbeds should be placed at a minimum distance of 2 meters. Like people, even the sunbeds are placed 2 meters. And with regard to groups, sunbeds will be placed 4 meters social distancing. Pool bars are not allowed. What are the current regulations for beaches? Beaches, private beaches with next adjacent to the hotels are open. Compulsory wearing of masks for all guests, including children, life jackets to be disinfected after each use. High intensity sanitation to full common space at beaches post operation hours. And again, it is going to be, what is the status of Dubai's attractions opening? Almost every attraction is open now. You can have those details in our Visit Dubai.com website. What are the current regulations for theme and amusement parks and recreational areas? Theme and amusement park, recreational areas and outdoor-indoor play areas are now allowed to operate whilst adhering to the latest safety guidelines. And also, we have increased the frequency of cleaning and disinfecting the entertainment area. The reason being, a lot of people are moving in and out, so we don't know. So there will be a frequency of cleaning. At us, then and there, immediately, once a group is going in or a batch is gone out, we will be disinfecting the areas. That is happening. Also, with regard to the in-rides and games, which involves multiple groups or people of a single group are allowed to seat it together, but there will be a balance of the ride. That is, maybe for a particular ride, in one seat, other seat will be empty, other seat will be occupied, other seat will be empty. Likewise, based on the ride's balance, you will have a social distancing for sure. Parades and one-on-one meet and greets are not permitted as of now. Healthy and safety precautionary measures have been implemented by the UAE government authorities is modified park and ride capacity, as I explained to you earlier, and thermal screening, which will identify 37 degree as a normal temperature. And we will do frequent disinfection procedures. Usage of face masks is mandatory. Social distancing protocol, as you all know. Modified dining experiences as per the individual and as per the group. Contactless booking and payment facilities is available all over UAE. Frequent hand sanitation is mandatory. So again, I'm not going much more into the details. I'll highlight only the major points. With regard to the hotels, UAE and DTCM has given a lot of directives with regard to disinfection, lobby rules, common areas housekeeping, laundry, room service, check-in and check-out are the majority of areas where we have given the directives to the hotels, where you can have an online and contactless in-room check-in or check-out. And also the hotels will follow mandatory sterilization and sanitation requirements. And there will be appropriate time intervals given for effective sterilization and sanitation between checkout and check-in of new guests. If there is any additional sterilization is required on that day, mandated by authorities, that will be adhered to, and all the elevators will be marked with social distancing. And you do have a isolated zone in every hotel for in case of any suspected cases is there. Also, nightclubs are also not operating as of now as a precautionary measure. Minibars are not in use, but you can order refreshments by ordering via in-room dining. Bars and pubs have been temporarily stopped. Saloons are allowed to operate 100% capacity. Massage and spa services can now operate. With regard to events, with the prior approval or permission from the authorities, you can conduct your meetings, you can conduct your trainings, and events like marriages can also happen. But it all depends upon the prior approval based on the number of people and on the venue. In case of COVID-19 is identified as one of the Dubai hotels, what is the procedure? Well, the entire hotel will be closed for quarantine for the in-house guests. As a preventive measure, hotel operators must undertake contactless temperature screening. That is a mandatory process. Temperature screening is happening before completing check-in process in line with the Dubai Municipality Health Safety Guidelines. And all the staff will follow the health and safety protocols with regard to wearing of masks, and staff who are in direct contact with customers and practice social distancing at all times. So ultimately, they will not be closed. There will be isolated zones where we can put the suspected cases. And also, once you have a symptom or something like that, they will be reported to the relevant authorities, and those authorities will take a call about isolating the suspected cases in the isolated zone or in institutional quarantine, or as per the need of the case. Is it mandatory for hotel staff to go through the COVID-19 tests? If yes, how often tests are going to take place? See, the mandatory temperature checks and the protocols are happening on a regular basis. Unless otherwise there is going to be any symptom found, they will not be tested. But the mandatory checks are going on a daily basis. How many tests were taken in the UAE? As of 21st June, over 3 million people have been tested, which is a large number. And we do have almost around 14 drive-through testing facilities all over Dubai. So what if a guest been assessed positive to COVID and further steps taken? If a visitor shows symptoms and tests positive, compliance with 14-day isolation becomes mandatory. Alternatives for isolation include institutional quarantine or hospitalization and potential options based on the patient's assessment. The 14-day isolation period will be completed while following all necessary precautionary measure and monitoring of symptoms. In simple words, if you're found suspected, you will be quarantined for 14 days or as per the symptoms shown. So well-trained, courteous staff all over Dubai hotels. Thermal screening is 37-degree normal. Sanitization of luggage is happening. Frequent sanitization of high touch points and contactless check-in and check-out. Enhanced cleaning and sanitization of guest rooms and 24-hour vacancy period for sanitized rooms. That is, once a checkout happens, there will be a 24 hours vacancy. People will not be allowed to check into that room. We are sanitizing it. Then the other guest checks in. And physical distancing signage adequately placed across the properties. And sanitization stations provided. Washers will be there. Hand wash will be provided all over. Restaurants, private beaches, fitness centers, everywhere you need to have the physical distancing protocols. Regular disinfection of recreational venues. High-level food safety standards deployed. Dubai is well known, even not during this COVID times, it is pretty well known with regard to the high-level standard on the medical aspects and also the food aspects. Contactless payment facilities are available, so you need not worry about withdrawing cash and all the stuff. You can use your international credit card or the debit card, or you can use the other apps also. Mandatory usage of masks and regular hand sanitation is a must. And also one more additional thing what we have done is we have stamped the hotels to assuring safety and security. Within 2 weeks once we renew the stamp. So we will check, we have our own directives. We will check on those directives based on those protocols. We certify these hotels. This is happening on a 15-day schedule. It is a time duration taken for this particular thing. So you can rely assured that all the hotels, whichever Dubai stamped hotels, are safe and secure for all of you. So public places, what are we doing to sterilize the public places? As I told you earlier, we did the National Disinfection Program, which started on 4th April 2020 and went on for 8 weeks till 24th June. With regard to other information, you can have this link. What is Dubai currently doing to ensure well-being of its citizens? It is not only for the citizens, it's for the tourists also. Ministry of Health and Prevention, what it's doing, we are prioritizing all the areas, particular areas, and we are monitoring it on a regular basis and assuring the safety and well-being of all visitors and residents by sanitizing and disinfecting the places within Dubai. Also, the city, since the city had implemented the National Sterilization Program, still social distancing is going on to stop the spread of the virus. Also, we are working closely with WHO with regard to high standards of public hygiene and safety. So what is government protocol for cases when a tourist diagnosed with COVID-19 while in Dubai? Once you are found with a symptom or suspicion, the authorities who are concerned will be the Ministry of Health and Prevention and the Dubai Health Authorities. If medical help is required, you can call to 998, where an ambulance will come or a medical help will arrive. After this, the relevant authorities will advise you on the procedures, what is to be done. So again, apart from the Dubai assured travel stamps, we have got a safe travel stamp from WTTC, which is World Travel and Tourism Council, which states that Dubai is one of the safest places to travel. And again, a little bit more about the transportation thing, RTA guidelines, which is the drivers are screened on a regular basis, availability of hand sanitation for use by the driver, mask is made mandatory. This is particularly for the tourist buses and the normal private public buses also. So gloves for drivers is provided, buses are sanitized periodically, bus capacity to be controlled to ensure social distancing on board the buses. And stickers and posters for awareness and blocking of seats, the social distancing, all those stickers and posters will be available where you can see within the bus. Also for regular updates, you can look into rta.ae. And most of the visitors who are visiting Dubai is also visiting Abu Dhabi and other places also. So there is a small thing you need to do. You need to have a negative PCR test before entering the other UAE, particularly Abu Dhabi, within 48 hours of their travel. Once you are in Dubai, before 48 hours to travel to the other emirate, you need to have a test and you should have a negative result. So this is the major thing. UAE visa, whether people can travel to Dubai now. Even Dubai was open from July 7th, but still tourism was not happening because of the commercial flights not opened up in India. Now slowly the commercial operations are going to happen. You can travel with your visa, UAE visa. If you have a valid tourist visa, yes, you are allowed to travel, which is applicable for all international tourists, also applicable for UAE national, applicable for UAE residents with GDFRA and ICA approval. That is something related to the residence visas. And passengers entering or transiting Dubai must have a medical certificate with negative corona certificate. That is what I have been telling to you. Before reaching to your airport, you should have a PCR test result at least 96 hours before departure. Also, here you can, this certificate must be issued by an approved lab. This is going to be the lab link, screeningpurehealth.ae, where you can have the list of labs where you can get your certificates. But this will not be applicable to children younger than 12 years. They need not have a test. Also, people with severe or moderate disabilities and pregnant women are excluded from this. Passengers may need to take another COVID PCR test on arrival once you reach the airport. And passengers must also download the COVID-19 Dubai Smart app once you are in Dubai. All passengers traveling to Dubai, include those who connecting flight, must complete this and give it to the staff at check-in. Even the transit passengers are supposed to do that. Passengers will also need to complete the quarantine undertaking form. If Dubai is your final destination, you should submit this form to Dubai Health Authority staff on arrival. Is there any other documentation required for travel? Generally, your tickets and visas will be good to travel. So let us look into the visa part. On-arrival visas are possible for three categories of people. That is Indian citizens who is holding United States of American visa or a green card, or a permanent residence with United Kingdom or with European Union. These three category of Indian citizens can travel to Dubai and avail a on-arrival visa, which would cost them 120 dirhams for 14 days and 250 dirhams for additional 14 days. The other citizens need to apply it for a visa. You can do it through a travel agent where you can obtain a visa for 14 days and tourist visa for 30 days. So let us have a small video over here.
Taking a break can mean so many different things. It's a moment to relax, a moment to reflect, a moment to fly, or a moment to set sail. Nevertheless, it's simply a moment. And when the moment comes, we will be here.
So till we meet again, stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vinod. That is very wonderful presentation. So many insights about Dubai tourism, the new normal.
Thank you.
I have one question, Mr. Vinod. Like you take the COVID test prior entering to Dubai and after entering to Dubai. Is it so?
Exactly. So the thing is, what is happening is, before starting from the Indian airport, you need to have a COVID negative certificate, which should be done 96 hours prior departure. Also, once you reach over there at Dubai airport, you will have a mandatory PCR test.
And while passengers leaving Dubai, also you take the test, or?
Yeah, even the transit passengers are supposed to take a test over there. It has become mandatory.
Okay. And there is a window period of 5 days for the, like if a passenger is contained with COVID-19. and for 5 days there will be a window period. Only RT-PCR will be seen positive after 5 days. So, what precautions have you taken for these things?
No, the thing is, first thing what we would like to highlight over here is the PCR test. Once you are in the airport, once a PCR test is done, your results will be out within 6 to 12 hours. That is first thing. And second thing, for if it's a tourist, you will be having a travel insurance, which is going to cover your hospitalization or other expenses. That is second thing. Third thing is, based upon the cases, you will be isolated in the hotels where they have the isolated zones or in the buildings, institutional quarantines. It will be decided upon the discretion of the Dubai health authorities over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yes, Mr. Vinod.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm Glory from Malaysia, actually, Rotary Club of Lake Gardens, Malaysia. I have this question. Don't you think it's a premature decision to open up the country? Because you see Malaysia with almost 97% recovery rate, our government has not decided to open the borders for international arrivals and also international departures. So, don't you think that it is premature to do that?
That's a good question. The thing is, if you look into the cases in Dubai, as I said to you, I have shown you a slide about the number of cases and the number of the testing happened. That was quite big by mid of July, I would say. After that also, we have conducted a lot of tests. And other thing is, we have done an 8-week sterilization program all over UAE. That is the reason we are able to open all the establishments and things are fully functional. There is no protruding cases. Even though there are protruding cases, they are in very, very minimal numbers. And the city is too small. Compared to Malaysia, Malaysia is a bigger region to contain or to control. Whereas Dubai is a smaller place where where you can take things under control. See, for example, I'll come to the micro level. If you are getting into a mall, the mall is controlled by a management. You've got a lot of shops all over there, and it will be the responsibility lies between the shop owners. So micro levelly, you can sanitize, disinfect on a periodical basis, right? So the chances of getting affected COVID is very, very minimal.
Okay, that's good to hear. You are very positive about it.
As a question from Ganesh.
Yeah. What are the revised dates and duration of Expo 2020? And can you please highlight more about the event? What is going to happen in 2020, the Expo
Okay.
2020?
Expo 2020 is scheduled to happen by coming October 2021. That is going to be a 6 months event. And close to 192 countries are going to participate in the event, which is going to be a mega event. And they got the themes like something mobility, sustainability, and opportunity. These are going to be the pavilions where you can have all verticals under every country's roof. That could be science, that could be industrial growth, a lot of innovations, and a lot of exhibits is going to happen over there. And also live events are going to happen on a daily basis. And they're going to come out with a 1-day pass, they're going to come out with a 3-day pass, and they'll also come out with a 2-day pass. That's a brief about it. It's almost 196 countries are going to participate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is the Dubai Metro working now?
Yes, it is fully functional.
Any more questions? I request Rotarian Najender to recognize the visiting Rotarians.
Good evening, all. I recognize the presence of our visiting Rotarian, our past district governor, Dr. Rotarian Ravindranath from Rotary Club of Madurai Northwest, Rotarian Glory from Rotary Club of Lake Gardens, Kuala Lumpur, Rotarian Imran Manor from Rotary Club of Lake Gardens, Kuala Lumpur, Rotarian Hema Doraisamy from Rotary Club of Lake Gardens, Kuala Lumpur, President Gyanaguhan from Rotary Club of Madurai Northwest, Rotarian Balakrishnan from Rotary Club of Tirumangalam, Rotarian Jayabal from Rotary Club of Madurai East, Rotarian Premji, past President Rotarian Ramesh Babu from Rotary Club of Madurai Meenakshi, Rotarian Rajalingam, Rotarian Srinivas from Rotary Club of Madurai Metropolis. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Najendra.
Thank you.
This is for Glory Matanam and Imran Mansoor about a short things about the Rotary Club of Madurai NextGen. Our club is our club membership is members of 40, somewhere 49 members, and at the average age of 40 years, and ours is an young club of 6 years old, and of various with various classifications. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, auditors, doctors, and of various fields. And our signature projects are like Velailla Patadari, that is a mega job fair. We are doing it for past 6 years. And Miyawaki Plantation. Then Kanavu Salai is a road safety awareness program. Then Happy School, adopting village government school and doing the needful facilities for the school, and then organizing health camps. These are our signature projects. I have sent our website and our some of the YouTube videos to Imran, and I'll also share with you, Glory, to know more about our clubs. And we are also eager to know about your club projects. What are the projects we have done, so that we can learn some of the projects from you, and we can implement here. And we are very eager to associate with you. Thank you, Glory Matanam and Imran, for joining us.
Thank you, Raman. Yeah, we would organize another meeting with your club. We will have all our most of the members, and we will have another meeting. But as of now, I can share our projects. We are into this, we call that OA Greens. OA means Orang Asli. Orang Asli are the aborigines of this country. So there are settlements of these Orang Asli people, the aborigines of Malaysia. So we are actually attached to one of the school, which we have our Interact club there, and we have our Greens project. So we help them grow and sustain with the because these people were living in jungles. So when these multinational companies come over and buy the lands and do the development in that area, so these people didn't have a proper place to live, and they have been exposed to city life and also school education and everything. So this one particular school, 99% of the students are the aborigines. So we have our Interact club in that school, and we are doing pretty good with that school and teaching them sustainability and life skills. And we are also into water treatment projects. We go into villages to build this water sanitation. And another project of us is this reusable sanitary napkins for women, and because there are so many villages even here in Malaysia where these school girls, they actually miss schools for a couple of you all should know the thing, a couple of days every month. So we have actually reached them with this reusable sanitary napkins done with very good quality material from Japan, certified by Japan textile board, and we have been providing that. And we also have a few other small projects. We are also into the school bags project. And as I said earlier, we are a very small club, but we have very power-packed projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria.
Okay.
Very nice to hear from you. I request Rotary and Ram Prakash to deliver the secretary report and vote of thanks.
Thank you, President. Well, I thank all the visiting, regular, usual visiting Rotarians taking part in today's session. A round of special mention and thanks to Mr. Imran Mansoor and Madam Glory Martadam of RC Lake of Royal Road Club of Lake Gardens, Kuala Lumpur, and also few other members have joined. I'm really impressed with Mr. Vinod Kumar presentation, who has taken us in a detailed manner about how exciting Dubai is and what further how they are coping up with the COVID pandemic situation and how they are making it even more exciting to be visited again. We are sure we are eagerly waiting for the international travel to open up, and we'll certainly do visit Dubai shortly, sir. And thank you for your wonderful detailed presentation. With respect to secretary report, as earlier, as our president earlier illustrated, we are planning to work with the Madurai Corporation, wherein like they have invited us to take part in the supporting them in their COVID pandemic eradication program. They have identified a couple of avenues wherein we can work with them in containing this pandemic situation. Once we get the go-ahead of the exact modalities, we'll certainly come back to all the members and we'll be requesting each one's cooperation in this regards. So these are the things from the secretary announcement. Thank you one and all for being with us today. Over to you, President. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Thank you all. Thank you for joining this evening meeting. Thank you, Vinod Kumar sir. And thank you, Glory Matanam and Imran, PDG, Ravindranath sir, Ramesh sir, and Rotarian Premji. And the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Good night. Stay home. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.